Good day everyone! Today we are going to tackle about one of the famous American writer during the period of imitation, Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe, born on January 19, 1809, died on October 7, 1849, was an American writer, poet, editor, and literary critic who is best known for his poetry and short stories, particularly his tales of mystery and macabre. He is widely regarded as a central figure of Romanticism in the United States of American literature. He was one of the country's earliest practitioners of the short stories and is considered the inventor of the detective fiction genre, as well as a significant contributor to the emerging genre of science fiction. He is the first well-known American writer to earn a living through writing alone, resulting in a financially difficult life and career. Poe was born in Boston, the second child of actors David and Elizabeth Eliza Poe. His father abandoned the family in 1810, and when his mother died the following year, Poe was taken in by John and Frances Allan of the Richmond, Virginia. They never formally adopted him, but he was with them well into young adulthood. He attended the University of Virginia, but left after a year due to lack of money. He quarreled with John Allan over the funds for his education and his gambling debts. In 1827, having is enlisted in the United States Army under the assumed name, he published his first collection, Tamerlane and Other Poems, created only to Bostonian. Poe and Allan reached a temporary reapproachment after the death of Allan's wife in 1829. Poe later failed as an officer cadet at West Point, declared a firm wish to be with a poet and writer, and parted ways in Allan. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, published in 1845. It is one of the famous short story written by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dairy, while I pondered wake and weary over many quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while a nearly napping, Cedric came a tapping, as of some one gently rapping at my chamber door. This some visitor I murdered tapping at my chamber door, only this and nothing more. Distinctly I remembered it. Was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrote ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore. For the rare radiant maiden whom angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken sand uncertain, rustling of each purple curtain, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to tell the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, this some visitor entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entering entrance at my chamber door, this it is and nothing more. Presently my soul grows stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, said I, nor madam, truly forgiveness I implore. But the fact it was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scare was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there's wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was whispered word Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murdered back the word Lenore, merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber thorning, all my soul within burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely is something, a window, lattice. Let me see then what treat is, and this mystery explore. Let me heart be still a moment and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more. Open here I flung the shattered wind with many a flirt and flutter. In their step a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not at least obedience made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he. But with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, though my crest be shorn and shaven, though I said, art sure, no craven, ghastly grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly foal, to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy. For we cannot help angering that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above this chamber door, beard or beast upon the sculpture bust above his chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven setting lonely on the placid bust spoken only that one word, as it his soul is that one word it did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather when they fluttered, till scarcely more than murdered. Other friends haven't flown before. On the morrow he will leave me as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by replies so aptly spoken, doubtless said I, what it utters it is only stock and store, caused from some unhappy master, whom enormously disaster followed fast and followed faster, till this song one burden bore, till the darkest his hope that melancholy burden bore of nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling. Straight I willed a caution sit in front of the bird and bust the door, then upon the velvet sinking, I bethought myself to linking fancy into fancy thinking. Straight I wheeled a caution seat in front of the bird and bust the door, when upon the velvet sinking, I bethought myself to linking fancy into fancy thinking. Was this ominous bird of yore? Was this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore? This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing. To the full was fairy eyes now burned into a bosom's core. This and more I sat dividing with my head to ease reclining on the caution's velvet lining that the lamplight gothed o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er she shall press as nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfume from an unseen censer, swung my serpent whose footfalls tinkled on the fluttered floor. Rich I cried, thy God hath let they, by these angels he hath sent they. Spy. Thank you.